Hi, I'm Elisa Johnston, founder of the LBD.Project, which used to be known as the Little Black Dress Project, which before that was known as Action Little Black Dress. You see, the thing is that when I started the Little Black Dress Project over 6 years ago, at the beginning of 2012, I wasn't really actually expecting it to become anything. Go figure, huh? What ended up happening was I was so frustrated with injustice in the world. And at that time, I had been studying in college. Actually, I think I had just finished studying in college various global issues, and I was very aware of what was going on in the world around me. I also had two really little kids, and it's kind of hard to do something about huge things that are going on in the world when you have two little kids and you're a stay-at-home mom. Well, for me, this was kind of an outlet. Later on, I became involved in a lot of other stuff. I helped start a nonprofit in the DC metro area for human trafficking, and I also was involved in a community organization reducing poverty for kids. And now I work at Average Advocate, which is my blog where I do coaching to help people find their role as world changers. But the Little Black Dress Project kind of stemmed out of that. This is a project of Average Advocate. And essentially, it only began because I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know what to do. This frustrates me. Nobody's paying attention. And I had also, I had read some stories of people who actually just two or maybe three, where people had chosen to wear one item of clothing for a year. One of them was a woman who lived in New York City. She called it the Uniform Project, and she raised money for a girls' school in India, I believe. And that was really cool. And she took pictures of it. I mean, she was also a fashion designer, so you know. Then there was this other person who is not famous, and she wrote a minimalistic blog, and I was definitely not a minimalist, but for some reason I came upon it and I was like, oh, there's another person who is trying to who wore a black dress for a whole year. I also heard of another girl who decided to use it for human trafficking. Later, I thought it was the person in one dress 1 year, Bethany Weiss, but it turned out to not be her also. Anyways, all to say, I don't know where exactly this idea came from besides those three people, one of who I don't know who it is, but it seems like multiple people around the same time were kind of thinking, hey, maybe if I wear something, people will pay attention. Kind of like how people ride, in marathons and they ask people to raise funds for them. So all to say, when I started the Little Black Dress Project, or the LBD Project, it was kind of one of those things where it was like, well, I felt so frustrated. I felt so discontent by what was happening and that I couldn't do anything about injustices that I was like, I'm just going to try it. My husband was kind of like, well, I mean, I wear the same shirt all the time and nobody's going to give me money. So why do you think this would work? And I was like, well, I don't know if it will work, but I'm going to try it. If nothing else, it's a challenge for me to make me feel like I'm actually doing something. And I think that's the reason why people actually still do the LBD project with us every single year, is because it makes them feel like they're doing something. Because they are. They're raising funds for human trafficking organizations that are working one-on-one with victims and bringing up survivors and giving them the care that they need and rescuing people and doing all sorts of manner of work. And those are the people that we support when we do the LBD project. But even more than that, it challenges us and it changes us, the participants, because our lives all of a sudden are like, wait a minute, I'm actually committing to be part of this abolitionist movement. It's not just something on the peripheral, or, it's not like just writing a red X on my hand. I'm doing a lot more than that. I'm not doing a one-time donation. I am committing to a month of my life where I am learning about human trafficking, and I am moving forward, and I am stepping out, and I'm aligning myself with that cause. And through this, I have seen people become very serious about their role helping in slavery, whether it's by working for a nonprofit or whether it's volunteering as a mentor or doing something else. In other people, it kind of satisfies that need that they have, that drive to do something about this situation. And that's great also. the point is that we want to empower people to change the world. And for me, that's why I started this project a long time ago, was because it was a way for myself to do something about human trafficking and injustices in the world. And I think that continues because so many people around the world believe the same thing that I believed on my, in my little house outside of DC with my 2 little kids at the time, and wearing the same dress every single day for a month. And I didn't think anybody would respond. I didn't think anybody would pay attention, but I raised a lot more money than I was expecting. And throughout the project, different people started coming up to me and saying, I want to do it too. I want to do it. One of them was a man, one of them was an older woman. They were both people I wasn't expecting. And I think that belief, that common belief that we have that we can do something about injustice, we can step forward and we can create a different world. I think that was very empowering for them, just as it is for me. So if you don't know that much about the LBD Project, I encourage you to check out our website, which is thelittleblackdressproject.org. And you can also check out a little bit more about me at my own blog, which is averageadvocate.com. Again, this is Elisa Johnston answering the question, why did I start the LBD Project? Because I wanted to do something. And this was what I could do. Thanks.